your fund, when I look at it, was set up in essence to profit from globalization. Now we have that global order under attack, we have trade barriers growing up, we have the possibilities or the reality of a trade war. How much difference does that make to what you're trying to do?
Yes, you're right. Of course, we're a very global fund. We're invested in more than 74 countries now, and we don't invest in Norway at all. So our investments is based on globalization. And of course, there are some disturbing signs about the development of that big trend, which has really been happening for 30 years now. And of course, the interesting thing is to see whether this is a rupture in that trend or whether it's just a small bump in the road.
But have you changed your asset mix because of the trade war?
Not really. We have roughly 70% in listed equities, and that's still what we're having.
And there isn't a move to rethink, say, China within that?
Well, I think everyone has to continuously think about China, because it is the most important aspect of globalization. The miracle of the growth of China is, of course, probably the most important thing of our generation. And what happens to China going forward is certainly very important for the whole world economy, and therefore also for our investments.
You're well known for taking a strong interest in China, going there every year. Have you noticed a kind of change recently? Has this trade war affected what's going on there, particularly in the economy?
Well, I try to go 1 week every year and visiting 20 to 30 companies, and so far it seems like it's business as usual, but we'll see how this develops.
And looking around the rest of the world, do you think that the main impact of the trade war is going to be on the emerging world, or where do you see things?
That's quite possible. Of course, there will be a rupture in trade potentially. The interesting part, kind of longer term, is whether the global supply chain will get reconfigured, and whether that's actually going to be more like two regional ones, one centered on the US and another one centered on China, or whether you're still going to have a globalized supply chain as we have today.
And as an investor, how could you seek to profit from that? Give advice to people watching.
Well, we think that investing is, of course, all about the future, but it's hard to predict the future. So our starting point is that we just invest an equal slice all over the world.